Ilm Al-Kalām, Arabic, literally the study of speech or words, is the Islamic philosophical discipline of seeking theological principles through dialectic. Kalam in Islamic practice relates to the discipline of seeking theological knowledge through debate and argument. A scholar of Kalam is referred to as a mutakallim, plural mutakallimiin. With Kalam, questions about the sira and hadith, as well as science, Islamic science, and law, fiqh and sharia, began to be investigated beyond the scope of Muhammad's beliefs. This period is characterized by emergence of ijtihad and the first fiqh. As the Sunnah became published and accepted, philosophy separate from Muslim theology was discouraged due to a lack of participants. During this period, traditions similar to Socratic method began to evolve, but philosophy remained subordinate to religion. Independent minds exploiting the methods of ijtihad sought to investigate the doctrines of the Quran, which until then had been accepted in faith on the authority of divine revelation. One of first debates was that between partisan of the qadar, Arabic, qadara, to have power, who affirmed free will, and the Jabarites, jabar, force, constraint, who maintained the belief in fatalism. At the 2nd century of the Hijra, a new movement arose in the theological school of Basra, Iraq. A pupil was Ibn Atta, AD 700 to 748, who was expelled from the school of Hassan of Basra because his answers were contrary to then orthodox Islamic tradition, and became leader of a new school, and systematized the radical opinions of preceding sects, particularly those of the Qadarites. This new school was called Mutazilite, from atazala, to separate oneself, to dissent, that lasted from the 8th to 10th centuries. Its principal dogmas were three: God is an absolute unity, and no attribute can be ascribed to him. Man is a free agent. It is on account of these two principles that the Mutazilites designate themselves the partisans of justice and unity. All knowledge necessary for the salvation of man emanates from his reason. Humans could acquire knowledge before, as well as after, revelation, by the sole light of reason. This fact makes knowledge obligatory upon all men, at all times, and in all places. The Mutazilites, compelled to defend their principles against the orthodox Islam of their day, looked for support in philosophy, and are one of the first to pursue a rational theology called Ilm Al-Kalām, scholastic theology. Those professing it were called mutakallimin. This appellation became the common name for all seeking philosophical demonstration in confirmation of religious principles. The first mutakallimin had to debate both the orthodox and the non-Muslims, and they may be described as occupying the middle ground between those two parties, but subsequent generations were to large extent critical towards the Mutazilite school, especially after formation of the Asharite concepts. Throughout history, the place of Kalam in Islamic thought has been controversial. The vast majority of the early traditional Sunni Muslim scholars have either criticized or prohibited it. Jewish and Muslim peripatetics, generally, stopped short in their respective Aristotelianism whenever there was danger of wounding orthodox religion.